In this video on Advanced Find for Microsoft Dynamics for Sale, I'm going to cover off a few sort of hints and tricks and bits and pieces I haven't covered in other videos in the series. Now this video is specifically orientated towards the legacy Advanced Find. We've done a similar video for the modern Advanced Find. You can see links to all those videos, both modern and legacy, below. So equally, if you've got any content suggestions, or indeed you need some help with Microsoft Dynamics, you see those in the links below as well. Anyway, this video we're just going to cover a few things. So first thing I'm going to say is, though we talk about legacy Advanced Find, which we would go to from the top bar, Advanced Find here, and open that up. Take a second or two to open, but that's our legacy interface. We do have a filters area here, and actually this is the modern interface for Advanced Find. It's slightly limited in this context because it's only working with the record types that appear in the side menu here, though those can be changed by your administrator. And in terms of the way that you save and manage views that you create using the Advanced Find capabilities, that's all done through the legacy Advanced Find. If I just click on this and see Edit Filters, you'll see that we've got something that works the same way as legacy Advanced Find, but with a new and different interface. So I'm not going to go into that because that's covered by other videos in this series, but effectively just want to point out you do have an element of the modern Advanced Find interface available through this filters area that's available for all the views relating to the records in your side menu. Now, the second thing I'd say in terms of when you're building views or building queries, it's always good to start from something that's close to the query you want to build. So if we go to the system here, I've got a series of views. I've got all contacts, etc., active contacts, inactive contacts. I've got views I've built like a test view, for example. Now it's just a lot easier to start a query from something that's close to what you're trying to build. So in this particular case, I've got test field. If this contains the columns that I want by and large, and if I want to see what the filter criteria are, I can just click on Edit Filters to see those. Then that is probably my best starting point. So it just makes it much quicker and easier to build Advanced Find queries if you're starting from somewhere that's close to the query you want to build. The third thing I just wanted to point out really is about parent data. So if I just click on Advanced Find, when we're adding columns, so if I just click Edit Columns here, if I want to add a column to a view, I can add columns from that particular record type, but I can also add it from related record types, but only related parent records. So if I wanted to add a field, say annual revenue, or something about the address or the website of the associated account, I can do that by looking up at the parent record. But you can't do that with child records. So we do, however, have the option to start from the child record and have information about the related parent records. So let's say I was in an account record and I wanted to see information about related opportunities. Probably the best approach to do is create a query from the child record and look up to the parent record. So in this particular case, it's default contacts. I'm just going to change that and I'll just jump to opportunities. If I can spot them, there we go, opportunities. So I'm now querying on the opportunity entity, and I'm not actually going to build a query, but I will edit the columns here. Now I can add columns, which I'm going to do. I can add them from the opportunity record itself, but I can also add them from the parent record, in which case this is a account. So if I wanted to add, let's say annual revenue, if I can spot that, there we go. I've just added that. Just okay that. If we show the results for that, we should see the annual revenue appearing. So I say you can only add or display data from parent records. You can query both child and parent records to actually build the query, but you can only display data in the query based on parent records. So it's a case of thinking about where you're going to start that query from, and it may be better to think about actually moving your query down to the child record before you embark on that. Fourth thing I'm just going to talk about really is when you're building queries, just need to be aware that it's easy to make mistakes. Now, I've seen a lot of people make decisions based and rely on data that's been built out of advanced find queries, and the system is dumb. It will display exactly what you ask it to do, but what you ask it to do isn't always what you were intending. So you just have to be a bit careful. So the advice I would give is, when you're running a query, have a bit of a think beforehand how many records you're expected to bring back. So if you're expecting it to bring back 100 and it brings back 25 or 500, it could well be that your query is wrong. I'd also look at the data really careful. Is the data in there appearing that you're not expecting, or things you would expect to display in there that aren't? And I'd go into a selection of records, just have a look. Is this the sort of record I want appearing? It's very easy to make mistakes. So it's good to be very careful and very diligent in just checking back what data is being brought back before you rely on it for any sort of decision making or campaigns you might be initiating. It can be quite easy to make mistakes. Fifth thing I'd say is just think about naming. So we've seen we can create queries and we can save those queries. Once you get comfortable with advanced find, you'll probably find yourself creating and saving a lot of queries and views. Quite important that you've got good naming conventions for them, so you can go through a long list and see exactly the one you want without having to open up several before you find the one you're looking for. So some discipline around naming and just getting rid of ones that you don't need. So just deactivating them or deleting them if you're no longer using them, or if they're duplicates of something else. And the final thing I say with advanced find is just do it. It looks a little bit daunting at times, but it's a really, really powerful tool, and you're not really going to break anything by querying the data. If you've got any doubts, I say question it. If you're not sure you brought back the right information, perhaps have a chat with your administrator, but don't be afraid of it. It's a really, really powerful tool, and if you can master that, you can generate a lot of good data from your CRM system. Anyway, hopefully that's provides a few useful hints and tricks and insights on some aspects of Legacy Advanced Find. You can see links to all the videos in the series below. If you've got any suggestions on content, again, see the link below, or indeed if you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, see the links below. Anyway, thank you very much for your time, and hopefully see you again soon.